Hello, everyone. How's it going? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well because today we're talking about music and we're doing the Vinyl Tag 2024. This is the first tag video of any kind I've ever done. I've had a YouTube channel for a while. If you go back to the very beginning, I've got some reviews and video game stuff and other things I want to return to. But 2023 was the year I took YouTube a bit more seriously, tried to put videos out, but also tried to get more involved with community, follow some cool channels, and it's been a lot of fun. So I've been seeing these Vinyl Tag 2024 videos going around, and I figured I should do one. I thought maybe I shouldn't. I should do one. I should do one. So I've got put the records together, got a good stack going. So let's get to it. It's a big list. Shout out to Rob Walker for doing this, putting all these questions together and kind of curating the tags and all that. So thank you so much, Rob. Good questions. I like them a lot. Number one, your favorite record you purchased in 2023. This was a Record Store Day exclusive of the English Beats. I Just Can't Stop It. So it's a double vinyl here. So sides one and two, you got the album itself. Side three, you got some alternate takes, and then side four, you have a live recording. This is an album foundational to two-tone ska, but I never owned previously, only had digital copies. I know there's a CD out there that has actually more alternate takes, more live stuff. So I'm sure next year for Record Store Day, they'll just do another version of this. But I really wanted this on vinyl because I really like the music of the era to be kind of on a suitable format. And when I saw that this was coming out, I could have bought a used copy, but the price actually on this was pretty good considering Record Store Day prices. So I thought, yeah, that's the one I'll get. And I'm pretty happy with it. It's a great record. Next, the last record you bought in 20 Sud. The last record you bought in 2023. Again, the last album I bought would be a CD, but I figured this is a vinyl tag, so let's stick with vinyl. So by the Alan Parsons Project, we're going with Stereonomy, this one right here. My goal is to get all of the project albums on vinyl or, have them all do a ranking. I like the Alan Parsons Project a lot, so it's not a difficult goal. The albums are hard to find. It's more measuring my financial threshold and my will. And is that a thing we can do in the vinyl community? I don't think so, but there we go. Number three, a band or singer who released two or more albums in the same year. We're going with one of my favorite bands. Yes, we're going with 1971, the Yes album. We're introducing Steve Howe into the mix. And then just a few months later, we go with Fragile, also 1971. We're introducing Rick Wakeman into the mix. Both fantastic albums, some of the best from the band. Fragile might be a little bit overrated, just putting that out there, but both fantastic albums. Next, if you could only listen to music from one decade, which decade would you choose? I thought the good answer, like probably the honest answer for what most people should have, is sort of that decade when they were from their, formative years, early formative years into their kind of early 20s, late teens sort of thing. So for me, that would be, 95 to 2005. Certainly looking at my CD collection and even some of the vinyl, that would be true. A lot of, pop punk, a lot of modern contemporary rock, a lot of ska, stuff like that. But generally speaking, my favorite bands, the bands I like, and even the genres I like, kind of rise to prominence in the 70s. So like ska rock, city reggae. Certainly the 60s would be the more indicative decade for that, but 70s very, very strong. Classic rock, hard rock, heavy metal, progressive rock, jazz. These are all genres I like or want to get more into. And certainly the 70s is probably the best answer for that. So I'm going to go with the 70s. Show a record by a band or singer from Manchester. This is one I tried. I used to have all of the Smiths on CD, no longer do. I was going to go with Morrissey, as much of a not great person he is. But I don't have any of that. I'm going to shout out Doves. If you've never heard Doves, I've seen Oasis get a lot of shout outs on this. So I'm going with Doves. If you're into sort of more slick production, more kind of ambient pop, Coldplay, Radiohead-ish sort of stuff, check out the Doves. I like them a lot. Which band or singer did you listen to the most in 2023? Sum 41, not necessarily by choice. They're not a bad band. I like quite a lot of their music, but If you've been following my channel for a bit, you know I've been doing this kind of deep dive into their discography, which means I've been listening to their albums over and over and over. And I do have a lot of them on CD, but just streaming is the easiest way to do it. I can do it on, the car ride or the bus to work. I can do it at work. I can do it if I'm working from home. It's just more convenient than a CD. And so when they did the Wrapped, I got that little shout out from the band, which was fun. When I look at my physical music collection, I haven't been collecting a lot of music by one specific artist this year. More so a lot of kind of cornerstone albums of genres. So I can't really say that there was a specific band. Although certainly I've been listening to a lot more jazz fusion as well as kind of Canterbury stuff this year. And I want to get more into it, or last year. I want to get more into it this year. Show 7-inch records. So my last video, I took 5, so I grabbed 7 more, made sure they're not the same. Didn't curate this at all, just kind of went through. So first we have Party Song by Catch-22, ska punk band, notable in the 90s for their album Kisby Nights. The lead singer, whose name I do not recall at the moment, would go on to form Streetlight Manifesto, who remain popular to this day. But that was from the album. I think the album was called Permanent Revolution. This was like an interpunk pre-order bonus, I believe. So I believe that was even the best song on the album. Haven't heard it for a while. Ooh, this is a good one. Madness Our House with the B-side of Cardiac Arrest on Geffen, this version of it. That's a good song. Our House, I like. Madness are just a fun band, just a good band. Love them a lot. This is on Trojan Records. This is, what is this? Ken Booth. That's the Way Nature Planned It, with an instrumental version on the B-side. I really like the Trojan record designs that they had back in the day. That's a classic. Speaking of classics, this is a good one. Bill Withers, Ain't No Sunshine on Sussex. $2 Value Village tag there with the B-side of Harlem. Great song, great song. Loverboy, also a great song. Turn Me Loose, B-side of, this is on Columbia, Prissy Prissy. Prissy Prissy, not a great song. Turn Me Loose, fun song, fun AOR tune. Prissy Prissy, Noe. That was terrible, I'm sorry. Ooh, this song, special gold label series on Mercury Records, a must for every record collection. Millie Smalls, B-side of Sweet William, A-side of My Boy Lollipop. Again, a foundational track for ska as a genre. That's a song you love or you hate. I'm okay with it. The vocals not quite my thing, but it's a great song. Last one, last one here. The Slackers and Crazy Bald Head split. So you have the Slackers doing Volunteers on the A side, Crazy Bald Head with Cutback on the B side. This is on Simmer Down Productions, based out of Portland, Oregon, I believe. So there you have it. It's a pretty good selection. 7 inches. Plop those down. Who's coming to your party? Choose 4 music-related people to come to an imaginary dinner party, past or present. Who would you invite? These questions I'm not always a big fan of, because I think, that it's going to sound deep and heavier than I mean for it to. That feeling of like, did I do the right thing? Should I have never done this? That life of regret. I always think of the butterfly effect, especially the movie with Ashton Kutcher. But that idea of, if I hadn't done this one thing, would that be different? And so I wonder, I kind of have a similar feeling with these sort of parties. It's like, I bet you would be really interesting to talk to this person. And then sometimes I want to be like, I bet you wouldn't. Because the reason we admire these people so much is because they're celebrity. When you're a celebrity, you're putting on a specific persona, an air. Even if that persona is yourself, you're still putting it on to a degree. You're not the average person. That said, here we go. I picked, these were just off the top of my head, so I figured I'd write them down, justify it after. So I got Billy Bragg, Geddy Lee, Bob Dylan, Steve Hillage. To me, that says I'm interested in people who want to make the world a better place in a variety of ways. So when I think of Billy Bragg, I obviously think of social justice and political rights. He's a great singer-songwriter, and that's what he spent his career doing, both through music and action and activity. And that's really important to me as well. Geddy Lee, certainly Rush's lyrics can be questionable at times, or at least the political motivations. However, that's more Neil's bag as well. I think we don't have to get into that. But Geddy Lee, as a person, is generally presented as being very upbeat, really positive, really happy-go-lucky, and one of those kind of make the world a better place by being a good person, a nice person. And I admire that a lot. Bob Dylan, probably an incredible grump and would hate to be there, but I find that endearing. I really like grumpy people sometimes, so I just want a grumpy guy there. And Steve Hillage, he could just be playing some real spiritual guitar in the back. But again, he's kind of the most spiritual person of these four. And again, I think, mythology and spirituality and religion, that's another way and method people have to try and make the world a better place. So I think that's someone I'd like to talk to as well. Number 9, we lost them. Choose one musician who passed away in 2023. I got to go with Miles Goodwin from April Wine. Of the April Wine albums I own physically, this one's my favorite. The Whole World's Going Crazy. Doesn't get a lot of love, and I don't know why as some of the earlier ones. I like this one a lot, especially the opener, Going Crazy. It's a great track. So we're going with Miles Goodwin from April Wine. Imagine you could only listen to music from one country. Which country would you choose? All right. Number 1, end all borders. We don't need that. Number 2, I'm going to go with the United States of America. When I think about the diversity of both genres and how these genres evolve over decades, I think the USA is going to serve me the best. And certainly when I look at my record collection, yeah, the UK has a lot of mostly ska and progressive rock. So does the USA, plus a lot of other genres that I really, really admire. Number 11, name 3 vinyl community channels you discovered in 2023. A lot of great channels. My first shout out is a shout out I've seen. I almost feel bad because he's gotten so many shout outs already, but they're well deserved. And that's Steve from All the World's a Stage. One of the most supportive guys out there. Output unbelievable. Got a great dry sense of humor, which I love. I like it when it's like, this is a joke, but it's not a joke, but it is a joke. It might not be a joke. I love that. So Steve, you're great. Follow All the World's a Stage. Next, I'm going with Alex from Beer and Vinyl, another super supportive guy out there, into a lot of the same genres I am, but also way more into jazz than I am. And jazz is one of the genres I want to explore more in 2024, as well as jazz fusion and Canterbury and a few others. So go check out Beer and Vinyl. I'm going to have all the people I mentioned down below. The third is someone that I've gotten to collaborate with, a local buddy who I met actually online through Rate Your Music. And then watching YouTube, I was like, wait a minute, we live in the same town. Oh, that's amazing. And that's Andy Rambles, who I did my Let's Make a Greatest Hits cake video with. And that might be an answer to a question we're going to see later, and doing more collaborations with him. And I think one of the reasons why I like that channel as well is because, yep, there's a lot of shared crossover with progressive rock, certainly, and some other genres, but just a passion for some bands and artists that I don't have that passion for, not because I don't like them, just I haven't spent my time getting into them. So there's a lot of like indie and modern rock bands that get tons of mentions and love on these channels that I don't, but I love that. I love learning about music that I'm not super into and hearing what people are passionate about. So check these people out. Number 12, show a record you bought when you were a teenager. Now, most of my records, if not all, I haven't gotten rid of any since I started collecting as a teenager, going through the dollar bins. But when I think like, what would hip teenage Darcy want people to know that he owns? It would be In an Airplane Under the Sea by Neutral Milk Hotel, the classic indie rock darling. Still a great record. Totally overrated, sure. But musically beautiful, captures noise and lyrics in a way like nothing else. Also true. Great record, great record. Number 13, show a funk or a soul record. I'm gonna go with this Motown compilation. I really like it. Motown's Winner Circle #1 hits. I just like the titling. It's got like, Mary Wells, Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, the Marvelettes, Smokey Robinson. It's got Shotgun. That's a great tune. Great record, great record. Love it a lot, love it a lot. Number 14, show a record you think everyone has, then show a record you think nobody has. All right, record everybody has. Bottom, Thriller, Michael Jackson, classic. Except for the Girl Is Mine. That's a weird choice for a song, but whatever. Every other song on there's a banger. This is a band. Sounds like this is a bad thing. No one has this, but this is a band from Vancouver, British Columbia, Brass Camel. I did when I was just starting out. There they are there. One of my first videos on YouTube was a review of this album. It's fantastic. If you're into Kansas, if you're into kind of like prog rock, AOR, hard rock, specifically like Permanent Waves era Rush, yeah, Kansas for sure, that kind of sound. Check out Brass Camel. You can find them online. They're on streaming services. I think they're gearing up for another tour this year. They need more love. They need more love, and I'm happy to give them some of that. Show me a record. Oh, no. Number 15. She's Great, a record by a female artist you bought in 2023. We're going with Pat Benatar, Crimes of Passion. Show off the back here. I'm in love with it, especially the blazing guitar work, but the vocals. Pat Benatar's vocals are amazing. Super great, super great. Fantastic record. The favorite video you posted on your channel in 2023 and the favorite video you watched. I think my favorite video that I posted was with Andrew, who I talked about previously as one of the channels I discovered. We did a holiday albums that don't suck, and that was a lot of fun. It was the second video we'd done together. The first video, it's sort of like your first pancake. Went super well, but you got to take time to pick up people's cadences, are you going to talk over each other a lot, especially if you're doing stuff online, things like that. Second video, way smoother. I liked it a lot. Video from another channel. This was one from Sea of Tranquility with Pete Pardo and Martin Popoff. It was albums where the wheels fell off. I like that one a lot because they weren't saying these albums are bad. They're saying something didn't hit quite right here. Is it the production? Is it the members are infighting and that comes out in the music? Something like that. So that was a really cool and really enjoyable video I watched. Show me a record you'd describe as a 90s classics. Well, it's certainly not just me. We're going with Radiohead's OK Computer. This is the OK Not OK 2017 one that had all the B-sides plus 2 previously unreleased tracks and digital code for a whole bunch of other stuff. Certainly OK Computer, 90s classic. There's no denying that. It's like a greatest hits. Show a record you're so familiar with that it feels like a greatest hits. So originally I was going to pick the album I'm going to talk about. I was going to pick The Wall for an album everyone owns. And then I thought, no, Thriller's a better choice, but that does mean because The Wall wouldn't fit into this scenario for me. So I'm going with Thriller for that one. Great tune, great album. And then, and not finally, I skipped a question. Oh my God. Let's go back. 18, but now it's number 19. If you could walk into the cover, look through your collection and choose a record you'd like to be a part of. I'm going with the Decemberists' Picaresque. Look at this play we're putting on. Look at how dignified these actors are. They are ready. Look at this. Look at this noble tree. I do improvised theater. I do improv comedy, and that's a place I want to be. Finally, show me an album that was released in 1974. There's a lot of good ones that I could have gone with, but I thought I'd go with one that I haven't seen given a shout out yet, and that is Mirage by Camel. This isn't the this is a pretty cool cover, but I kind of like the other cover better. I'll show off the back too, but this is a pretty good one too. With that, that is my entry for the Vinyl Tag 2024. I hope you had a fun time watching or listening to this. I had a fun time making it, going through my records. Might take a bit to put them all back, but that's okay. That's for after. But thanks, guys. I really enjoyed doing this, and I hope to check it out more. Catch you next time. Bye.